Hello, visuals, and welcome back to the Visual Guys podcast, where it's very sweaty and boggy because summer's disgusting. It was like 33 degrees, somebody said in London, believe it or not.
33 degrees?
Yeah, some shit like that. And apparently over in Egypt, it's 35 degrees. It's only fucking 2 degrees cooler in London than it's friggin' Egypt.
I know, but Egypt will feel hotter because of the humidity and everything over there.
I don't like sand. And all that kind of carry on. But we're here. Chris is back, who wasn't here last week. And B was away all last week, but she's not been on pods for a while anyway, because he works. But it's time to talk Miss Marvel. Kind of episode 1-ish, because Chris has just informed me he hasn't seen episode 2. But you can give us your overall thoughts. I think B can win her overall thoughts. And we will talk episode 2, and if Chris doesn't care about spoilers, then we'll spoilers. But if he does, then we won't spoil it. We'll see where we go. But it's Miss Marvel. You know my thoughts and opinions. Who wants to go first? We will say spoilers just in case, and then I'll say it again later. You want to go first? Chris, want to go first? You want to go first? Oh, look at her. It's not like Miss Marvel, episode 1. Well, the overall tone of it anyway, because you can't start to story build in episode 1 and 2 because you haven't seen 2 yet.
No.
But your overall tone.
What I got was
Sam.
episode 1.
Sam. I thought you said Sam. I was like, the fuck Sam? Apparently there's a boy called Sam. No, he's not. He's called... There's a boy stopping over tomorrow called... I can't remember his name.
Fair enough.
So like Cyrus.
But yeah, sorry Chris, carry on.
So it's of course what I'm gist of it. It's like a coming of age story of a young girl who ends up with this magical wristband who gives her whatever weird power it's called. What's it called? Wow, the power of this.
And this, well, it's a bit complicated, her powers, because they haven't fully shown you what she's going to do. They showed you, so usually she has...
It's called like Nightlight or something.
Well, they call it the Nightlight, don't they? It's fucking, which is actually one of my notes. Which is a bit mental, but yeah, in the comics she's an inhuman, but in this obviously it turns out she isn't. But can I do spoilers or not? Because what you just said there's a spoiler for episode 2.
Just
Are you not bothered?
Yeah.
All right. Well, they announced. I've got it down in my notes that it turns out her abilities are coming from within. It was like the bracelet that I kind of unlocked it. So there might be some inhuman-y shenanigans there. Whoa! Where's your blinking? Oh, because I was doing that. Yeah. Little freak. So there is more than just that going on. But how do you feel about the show so far?
Story-wise, it seems alright. Yeah,
I wasn't mega hyped for this.
I wasn't myself, to be fair, but I heard a lot of good things about it, and even Rotten Tomato.
I've seen a lot of people kicking off though because of the whole talk about religion and whatnot and stuff like that, and there's a couple of homosexual characters and shit. I think does it fucking matter? It's weird. It's but you kind of have to because it's Kamala Khan's origin. You can't just fucking she is Muslim and all that carry on. But you're not minding it at the minute. You think it's all right?
I think it's alright. I'll continue watching it.
I'm absolutely loving it at the minute. I think it's to be fair because I think it's pure proper fun. It's one of the Marvel shows where like Moon Knight was a bit serious and all that carry on. This is like it's just fun.
Yeah.
And I like the teenager coming of age sort of show, but this is different because it's teenager coming of age dealing with her religious and strictish sort of parents, but then she's getting superpowers and she's balancing it, and I like all that mess.
Yeah, it's nice when you see her drawings come to like live action kind of
I love that
situation.
Intro. It was a very cool introduction. She was like, "Oh, that's a cute little YouTube channel."
Sloth.
Yeah, Thingy Sloth Productions. It's very good, but yeah, I love the outro for this one. I always love the Marvel outros, but I just love how all because it's like the actual comic Kamala Khan like on the walls and being spray painted and whatnot. It's probably integrated Jersey City into all of the story and who she is and whatnot. The only thing that I'm a little bit skeptical about is eventually it depends if she gets put in the Young Avengers. It's gonna look weird as fuck seeing her stood like side by side by a Black Panther or whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna be like because. It'll work if Deadpool's ever teamed up with her in the future. Like, imagine she teams up with Thor and Hulk and that, and she sat there just like doing her daydreaming animations and shit.
Yeah.
But again, they'll do it to make it look good. But I'm just thinking, if I pictured you in Endgame when Captain America said "Avengers Assemble," would you look pure out of place or not?
Pure place.
But we'll get to that. That's far too further down the road anyway. This is still early doors.
Oh yeah.
But I am thoroughly enjoying it. I think it's so much fun. I love the whole. I was going to say cookie music at the end, but it's not. It's just what do you call it? What do you call it?
Music.
No, it's like that. What kind of music is it? Well, Bollywood music, but it's not Bollywood. It's got a genre name. I can't fucking remember what it is.
Half Bollywood.
No, because obviously Bollywood's the films, isn't it? Punjabi music, Punjabi. I can't remember. Yeah, I love the outro. It's fun. Did you see the cutscene for episode 1?
No, I didn't realise what I was going to say.
Well, obviously I always check anyway, but this
Yeah.
one does. Episode 2 doesn't, but episode 1 does. To be fair, it's like a massive one. It's just like because somebody comes back from Spider-Man. The agent that B wasn't sure who was you know, the one that interrogates MJ and everybody in No Way Home, because the Department of Damage Control are back and like they're investigating Kamala Khan and find out who she is and whatnot. Fucking Avenger Con though, that looks hilarious. It looks mint. It looks epic, but not a single bit of representation for Spider-Man anywhere.
It was all Carol Danvers, wasn't it?
Well, we saw plenty of Cap stuff, plenty of Ant-Man stuff, Hulk stuff,
Yeah.
Gamora, Drax.
No one wants to be Spider-Man.
It's like, well, Doctor Strange, saw the fucking lot.
The sick of seeing Spider-Man.
I don't know if that's because like if they can't do any. I don't know because it's all legal. Oh, fuck knows. It's weird as fuck.
Zoe annoyed me.
Well, because she took the praise for like.
No, it's just like typical girl you find in school. Thinks it's just so popular, everyone loves her.
No, I don't think she is. You don't hear about her Instagram followers. They all mention like, oh my god, her followers have dropped so much.
No one cares.
But you're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying
As far as I'm aware, B's enjoying it, and I like it. It's not getting a perfect 10 out of 10 so far for me. It's just because it's like it hasn't like proper wowed us.
Yeah, it's sort of slow.
No, I don't think it's slow. I just think it's like it's very monotone. It's
monotone.
It's it hasn't like Moonlight and that proper fucking wham bam Shyamalan funky man.
Well, though, to be fair.
Well, it might do later on, and she needs to get out of the Captain Marvel shadow a little bit. I get that the fantasy and she loves it, and I can relate to her on that because I said to me I love it because she's just pure excited about superheroes. And I'm like, so am I, and you've got a favourite, I've got a favourite. But eventually, yeah, she'll be in the Marvels, won't she?
Yes.
So eventually, she'll step out, become Kamala Khan. But I guess they might eventually do at the end of the show. At least towards the end.
Possibly.
So I might as well run through my notes anyway, unless you want to read them. Do I read my notes? You can kind of read them this time.
She mentions she might have Ant-Man powers.
Yeah, which is quite cool because you were speaking about her powers, and she's like, what could her powers be and whatnot, and she actually does have the power to go really tall and really small and whatnot, and stretchy and all that shenanigans. And this, it just seems to be more that.
She stretched her hand out.
Yeah, she stretched her hand out, which is a nice little bit. But
yeah.
you've probably seen the most of her when I was on the Avengers game, did you not?
Lego style.
Oh no, yeah, of course, Legos. You're right, yeah.
That was my first introduction.
Yeah, and you can go big and do all that carry on shenanigans. But at the minute, it's just wow, cosmic, which looks pretty.
Says like a kid, but doesn't say that kid.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
But does say
Pretty.
Next, you little cokehead. That's what that sounds like.
a budget Captain Marvel.
Yeah, which is actually, I think I've written down on my notes, was critics actually, they used that line in the show when the early critics called her the budget Captain Marvel. So the showrunners always said, stick that fucking line in there and tell them to fuck off. Which is quite funny, I like that. Why have you pure killed Spider-Man?
No! Leave him alone!
He's dying, you snapped his back! Oh, well done.
I haven't snapped his back though. This isn't flying, this is falling with style.
Dong.
I can read Marvel.
We've got no, I never can I?
Something from comics
Well, there's a lot of comic representations.
Subplot.
The subplot of Kamjar and Kamjar, I think Kamjar just said. Kamjar is directly from the comics. You know, you won't know him yet. He comes in episode 2. He thinks he's fit, but he's not. I don't know if you got that vibe. He comes out the pool and he's like, yeah, hello, I've got my British accent. You're like,
all the ladies love me.
You're not Tom Holland, mate. See you later. But there's a subplot they use from the comics directly involved in this, which you'll see when you get to it.
Okay.
I mean, he's alright as a character. He seems cool, but... Yeah. Next!
I don't know if it says... Giant... Lot... Grant?
Oh, Giant Fist. We went to the Giant Fist. We see it again in this. Just more the stretching of shenanigans. There's no point. You can't read my shit, dog.
Hints at
I hope you
her
got that.
true origin.
Yeah, true comic origin.
Don't says true origin.
Yeah, hints because we get the mention of the fact that Bruno, her pal, Bruno's fucking magic. She says, "Oh, the power's coming within." So there's hints at like, okay, is this really going to be latent Inhuman stuff? We've just had Black Bolt and Doctor Strange. That's an Inhuman. Are they slowly going to integrate Inhuman shit into this?
Possible.
Which would then mean a direct effect. We have to have X-Men shit, but that's a conversation for a later day.
Hard light X-Men.
Hard light. Oh no, yeah, this is what I'm going to thingy. The hard light thing's a good reference to 2 nerdy franchises. One being the X-Men because it's when they were in the Danger Room. It's a certain scenario they would use called the hard light. And I want to see if Chris can get this because even I remember this. What?
You remember a lot of things.
What else? No, but no, this is your franchise.
What house?
No, what else? What else? E-L-S-E. What else?
What else?
What
She understands Southern. What else do you get that in a franchise that you adore? You should remember this because even I remember it, mate. And I'm not really a massive fan of this franchise. It was the name of a certain suit in a sci-fi show.
That I adore.
Yes.
Right.
What? Oh.
A suit I adore.
What?
Not them.
I don't trust you. No, you don't adore the suit. You do adore the franchise. And if I remember correctly, it was Next Gen.
Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah, it was them mental suits they had. And big clunky things.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yeah, I think I only remember that as well directly because they referenced it shitloads on Big Bang and we recently just redone Big Bang.
I'm starting Big
Did
Bang.
we?
Well, I did. Do you know what I noticed about Big Bang? Towards literally season 5 onwards, every single fucking joke is the same.
It's got a drink.
It's fucking
I
annoying.
don't care, I still like it.
No, I like it. It's a nice, cozy, chill out thingy. But it's like the writing got really fucking lazy. The amount of times they repeat the same joke with the exact same dialogue. They don't move. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck are you doing? I always still think they ruined it when they made Sheldon human. If you know what I mean? No, they ruined it for me.
No,
Well,
shush.
well, you can't say no for me. It's subjective, isn't it? I thought they ruined his character arc. What now? What are you laughing at? How have I written it?
This looks like it says Cairo from Eternals gets anal.
Gets a nod.
That's what it looks like.
Yes, it does actually. Remember him from Eternals, the Bollywood actor?
Yes.
He gets a nice little nod and a reference into episode 2. There's only a couple left.
Black Widow pose.
We get a nice little Black Widow pose in this one, you know, with the whole Yelena joking, and we get that.
And then this one, Storm Drones from Home.
No!
It says from
Far From Home.
I know, but that says from far from
In episode 2, you physically, after, because the detectives and that are trying to get the people with damaged thinking control, they use the Stark drones that we see in
I was there and I
Far From Home.
Thought of my stereo.
Yeah, there you go. Just them, but I think that if I remember, they were black in this.
Yeah, the white and...
So they changed the couleur.
Couleur.
And next, what's the last one? Oh yes,
Who is...
Grant.
Yeah.
Najma.
Najma.
There's. Do you remember in episode 1 where she's at AvengerCon? She falls down. She's like a woman.
Vaguely.
And
Yeah.
she is also...
Yeah, and then it happens again in episode 2, and then there's a woman that appears in this car at the very end of this episode It's
the
not.
person that she's got a crush on that's apparently teaching her to drive.
Yeah, it's not her, but there's a direct link between her ancestors, this woman, the person she keeps getting in her visions, and the way that her mother keeps being all a bit like, oh, don't talk about they shamed the family and all this kind of shit. It's like, did they shame the family or did they get powers because they're...
Then clearly, this guy that everyone's obsessed with is secretly undercover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got vibes from both of these episodes, especially from the lad from the DODC, Department of Damage Control. I've got pure scroll vibes going on here. Skull vibes. And I think we will. So I'm going to do a Mephisto, but for Miss Marvel, and there's going to be some scroll shenanigan. But I don't know the way that you'll notice it, and if you go back and watch a cutscene from episode 1, you notice it as well when they talk about it. He holds back for a split second. It's kind of like, it's like, is this Nick Fury scroll shenanigans going on?
But at the same time, I was trying to work out where I knew that woman from.
Yeah, but he's very, very bad at watching stuff sometimes.
I know.
What do you mean?
So yeah, I'm chucking it out there
see
now.
someone, I'd be like, who's that? I recognise them from something. And Dan was like, oh yeah, it's from Spider-Man. I was like, no, not him, her. Have you watched Orange is the New Black?
Yes.
She's the warden. From
I don't know. I think he genuinely liked it though. See, whereas we watched it, finished it, and we both agreed it's shit, but yet we watched it all because all it was his dykes in a prison.
Okay.
There was no real, actual grand story. There's no actual.
I did enjoy Orange is the Blue Black.
And then it
No.
like it dulled off a bit, and they were like, you know what we're gonna do? Let's just add some more inmates.
Let's have some more
spice it up a
dykes.
bit.
No, I can't say that I didn't like it because I wouldn't have watched it all. There was something obviously that I didn't mind, but
I can't remember half the names.
it was very shit. It was, I've got black hair and talk like this and I wear glasses. We're dykes now. Okay, and then that was it. Nothing else happened. And then you got
Let's go to the church and go down on each other.
Yeah, you get the Latino girls like, we wouldn't ever do that. Okay, I'm a bit dyke, but we wouldn't ever do. Okay, I'm a bit dyke. That was it.
got raped by a prison officer. I'm gonna try and start a protest against that. Oh no, my friend got killed.
Yeah, or you just got, I'm a crackhead and I got new teeth. She mentioned them new teeth near enough every fucking episode. It was actually really shit.
Who was it that got new teeth?
That fucking horrible, ugly little thing.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, they're all weird, ugly, horrible little things. Yeah, it was a really bad show.
And then there was that woman that was like
watched
tapped
it
and
all.
all there that got married and had a baby, but then lost the baby, but was gay but wasn't gay.
Yeah, that's to everybody, gay but wasn't gay. To everybody. But yes, that's Miss Marvel.
Alright.
Myth Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Marvel.
Which I've always done this. I think you corrected it at me months and months and months ago.
He calls her Mrs. Marvel.
No, I don't call her Mrs. Marvel. I always write it as MRS. I don't know why.
Yeah, Mrs.
I always
Marvel.
have.
I'm like, but it's Miss Marvel. No, it's Mrs. I mean, no, it's Miss.
No, that's no.
And you're like, no, this is how you write it. I was like, it's not though.
It is a southerner though.
No, it's correct. It's just my retardedness.
Like MS. Marvel.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel.
And I know she's called Miss Marvel. But fucking I've been known her for
Mrs.
years.
is when you get married.
Yeah, but I always write it as I see the difference between Mr., Miss, and I just write the same MR or MRS. I've always done that. I don't know why. Fucking idiot. Schools are letting these kids down.
What you do?
Yeah.
You can't even decipher one from one.
No, it's because I say it the same. Or pull
1-1.
1-1. It's all said the same. Down south. But there we go. That was Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
It was a very, very good episode. Twat. I hope you enjoy it if you're in at the back when you get in.
Hopefully it's on.
And,
I didn't pay attention to the phone because I just took him out and I come in.
Oh, well, there you go. Hopefully you give it some time to settle down, then you can get it watched. But check it out, Chris, when you get in. That was our review. We'll leave it there because I don't think there's much more to say. Hopefully Chris is freshly stocked up with episode 3 next week.
I sure.
Wednesdays at the minute are epic. But this coming Wednesday is going to be heartbreaking. It's the last of Obi. No.
Friday's a good day.
Friday's a beautiful day. We'll get to that in a sec. But officials, thank you for listening. Always keep being you. Keep on out.
As always, love you, bye.
I can't swim.
Step down a bee.
I can't swim.
My dog's dead.